Hello, all you beautiful people out there, and welcome to more bad advice in the Bible. You know, I kind of think of this more bad advice in the Bible kind of like the tongue twister that we have in English, at least in American English. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much bad advice can the Bible possibly have? Well, we're going to find out. Um, first, today in history, I'm not really going to read it. I'm just going to tell you. Today is April 28th, 2021. In 1945, on this date, um, Mussolini was executed along with his mistress, Clara Petacci, some of some Italian partisans shot him and his mistress to death. And one thing I did not know, I thought Mussolini had risen through the ranks of the Italian government on his own, but that's not what happened. Yeah, him who shall not be named on my channel installed him as a puppet dictator of Italy. And this is not new. There have been many puppet dictators, many puppet kings, many puppet governments throughout history. One of the more striking examples that the Christians would be aware of is Jehoiakim being the puppet king of the Babylonians, specifically the puppet king of Nebuchadnezzar II. And with that out of the way, go to the mocking of the Bible. Well, I guess I can't really say it's mocking because, if you want mocking, go to Logic's channel. He does a lot of mocking. But at any rate, we're going to put the Bible in its place. And today we are in Proverbs 6. My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you have shaken hands and pledged for a stranger, you have been trapped by what you have said, ensnared by the words of your mouth. Okay, well, you're talking about two different things here. You're talking about, first of all, in the first verse, you're talking about a neighbor. And in the second verse, I think, hang on, it's on a different page. Actually, in the same verse. So in the very same verse, we have neighbor and stranger. So obviously, a neighbor and a stranger are going to be two different people in general. I mean, especially in this time when neighbors knew each other. So, totally different from a neighbor to a stranger. So that doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. Verse 3. So do this, my son, to free yourself, since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands. Go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. Um, okay. I know this is not what they're talking. I know this is not what Solomon is talking about, but gazelles don't always free themselves from the hunters. You can look at cheetahs. They tend to, because gazelles tend to be light, cheetahs are also light because of the way they're built for speed. Um, the cheetah is going to generally come upon the gazelle unless the gazelle has uh, a warning. And yes, their ears are very, you know, sensitive to get up that kind of warning. But cats' paws are very hush hush in the grass. They're made that way, or they evolved that way. Sorry. If I say made, some creationist in the side chat is going to say, aha, you said made. Slip of the tongue. They have evolved that way. Verse 6. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. I have no idea about ant biology. I don't really care about ant biology. I don't care about ant society, but I get the feeling that this is an oversimplification of ant society because they work and live in a society, so they're going to do things that are for the good of the society. um and like I said, I have nothing, I know nothing of ant society, have no interest in ant society, to tell you the truth. But somehow I think it's a lot more complicated than what Solomon is saying here. Verse 9. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? Um, just a side note here. Why are you calling people names? All that does is make people think like you've got nothing. Give us some hard facts and some hard evidence. Otherwise, you got nothing. Verse 10. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. No, that is absolutely not true. Psychologists today know that it is very important for people to get sleep, because if you go for, I think it's like a week, I'm not exactly sure. Um, but if you go for a period of time without sleep, you will die. So sleep is very important. Verse 12, a troublemaker and a villain who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks maliciously with his eye, signals with his feet, and motions with his fingers, who plots evil with deceit in his heart. He always stirs up conflict. Again, I've been telling you time and time and time again. Of course, these people are dead. They can't hear me. You need to define what evil is. Because your definition of evil and my definition of evil may not be the same thing, because we are living like 3,000 years apart or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how far apart we're living, but somewhere around there. So I'm pretty sure my definition of evil and your definition of evil are not going to match up. Verse 15. Therefore, disaster will overtake him in an instant. He will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. So he's talking about a troublemaker and a villain. Actually, there are plenty of people who go through their life, they are evil as fuck, and they go through their life and they really don't pay. I mean, look at Jack the Ripper. We never caught him. The English never caught him. You know, there are other people that humans have never caught. Verse 16. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Okay, so let's go through these one by one. 6 things the Lord hates, 7 are detestable to him. Haughty eyes. He's talking about pride. Again, you have to define pride. Is it prideful for me to be proud of who I am and to be confident in who I am? If that is wrong, then fuck you. A lying tongue. If you know it's a lie, then yeah. However, there are differences between a white lie and a malicious lie. If your friend asks you, You know, you go shopping with your friend, and your friend goes into a changing room, let's say, and she tries on a dress, and she comes out and says, hey, Purple," and she says, "How do I look in this?" You're not going to say, "Well, you look god awful." I mean, come on. I mean, I wouldn't say that she looks good either. I would say something like, that's not your color, or that's not your style. But I wouldn't say it was but ugly. Um, Hands that shed innocent blood. Yeah, I would agree. Hands that shed innocent blood is a horrendous thing to do. By the way, if God hates people whose hands shed innocent blood, then he also hates himself, because he is the biggest uh shedder of innocent blood that you've ever seen in your entire life, if you believe in him. Exactly, Purple. You don't want to exactly be honest with her in that kind of a situation. Verse 18, a heart that devises wicked schemes. Again, you have to define wicked. Nowhere in this book is wicked ever defined. Ever. Feet that are quick to rush into evil. Again, hey, Geo Sam, you need to define what you mean by evil. Verse 19, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Well, this is a repeat of a lying tongue, which you told us at the very beginning. Hey, Jean, so I don't know what you want us to take from listing this twice: a lying tongue and a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. I don't know what you want us to get out of that. It's almost like somebody said, "Hey, you need to have so many words in this chapter," and Solomon was like, "Eh, shit, I can't figure out how many words, so I'm just going to repeat something twice." Hey, Kevin. Verse 20, my son, keep your father's command and do not forsake your mother's teaching. If your father's commands are dubious, then absolutely forsake them. Verse 21, bind them always on your heart, fasten them around your neck. The heart is a muscle. Unless you have surgery, there's no fucking way you can buckle anything onto your heart. Verse 22, when you walk, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will watch over you. When you awake, they will speak to you. If this ever happens, you need to go get some psychiatric help, people. Verse 23, for this command is a lamp, this teaching is a light, and correction and instruction are the way to life. That depends on what you're teaching, what you are instructing. Verse 24, keeping you from your neighbor's wife, from the smooth talk of a wayward woman. Okay, first of all, I understand that back in the day, at least in this part of the world, um, you know, they're not gonna, sleep with their quote unquote neighbor's wife. Um, there are people who have open marriages, and hey, who am I to judge? If you have an open marriage and you want to sleep with so and so, that's none of my business, and it's none of your business either. Leave it alone. 25. Do not lust in your heart after her beauty, or let her captivate you with her eyes. For a prostitute can be had for a loaf of bread, but another man's wife preys on your very life. Well, back in this day, yeah, because they supposedly stoned both the cheating wife and the person who cheated with her, but somehow I have a hard time imagining that they would ever stone the husband. Verse 27. Can a man scoop fire into his lap without his clothes being burned? Did this culture not have any idea how fire worked? You can't you can't scoop fire in your lap. That just doesn't happen. Tell me about it. Verse 28. Can a man walk on hot coals without his feet being scorched? I've seen some people walk on hot coals without their feet being scorched. Of course, they have very, very, very thick soles. But at any rate, and a lot of practice. Verse 29. So is he who sleeps with another man's wife. No one who touches her will go unpunished. There are tribes living today that when a clan of the hey junk shop, when a clan of the same tribe goes to visit another clan of the same tribe, it is considered good manners to give your wives to your guests. So that's just bullshit. Verse 30. People do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his hunger when he is starving. Yet if he is caught, he must pay sevenfold, though it costs him all the wealth of his house. And whose fault is it that he's starving? Come on, people, do better. But a man who commits adultery has no sense. Whoever does so destroys himself. Citation fucking needed. Verse 33. Blows and disgrace are his lot, and his shame will never be wiped away. Hey, Marianne. For jealousy arouses a husband's fury, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will not accept any compensation. He will refuse a bribe, however great it is. No. Obviously, a king isn't going to know anything about wanting, anything about, you know, about money because he's a king. And that's the end of the chapter, by the way. He's not going to know any of that because he doesn't have to know any of that shit. So, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. Your advice is just bullshit. So, anyway, well, thanks for coming, everyone. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. And if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. If you want to join this channel, help me make more content, the link is in the description, as well as the little join button underneath, so you can do that as well. And that'll be it for today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.